Hey everybody, so I'm going to do the rendered project, shader project for you guys, and you can follow along, and this is what you're going to end up submitting. You're going to make your own composition of these same 4 objects, and so we will go ahead and show you to do this. So we're going to close this out, we're going to save it, and I'm going to start and make a new scene, but these will be the 4 objects you'll create in your own composition like this. So let's start with a new scene. In order to always start clean, we always set what? The project. If you need to make the project, you go to project window, you'll name it shader ASN for shader assignment, file, set project, choose shader ASN, set. And then we're going to polygon plane. And we're going to scale that up real big. Then we're going to create a cube. And I want it to look good. Position it here, and then I'm going to rotate it so it's sitting. Create a sizes don't have to be exact, but I do want the objects arranged in some sort of appealing way. You can stack them together. I do want to see all 3 objects. I want them to be similar size and location and gathered together on the floor. I have to make the objects in the front slightly smaller in order to have them work. I do want them all grounded. So if they're tipped up, that's okay. We don't want them like off the floor. I would like to see touching the ground. Okay. So this is going to be my composition. A little bit. Objects colliding or like slicing through each other. There we go. And then I want to make sure the plane is big enough to where I can't see like the corner. I want a nice horizon line. So you can just rotate it and make it into your shape. So first thing you need to know is how to open up the Hypershade. You just click on this little blue ball right here, or you can go ahead and go to Windows, Rendering, Editors, Hypershade. You'll bring up the Hypershade, and you'll need to create some shaders. So we're going to use the Arnold shaders. You can come up here and you can search for them. You can just start sorting through them. Type in AIS, and it'll bring up the AI Standard Surface. That's going to be the shader you're going to use most of this class. So we'll click that, and we'll create the shader. You could look through this list here and find it as well. Just click Arnold and scroll through. You can also right-click in here. Tab, I'm sorry. If you type in tab, you can type it in, say AIS, and it'll find it in there. It's T, there you go. You just click it and it'll populate it in here. And you can create the shader. You select the shader and we're going to rename it. We're going to start with a naming convention called M_ for material. And we're going to name each of the objects. So cube. Then we're going to go ahead over here. Make another one, and we're going to call it M_ cylinder. And then we're going to do another one, and we're going to say ground. Cone. Great. So we're going to assign these now. So now I've created them. If you made a mistake, you can click on it and you can always re-click here in the properties and rename it. You can also right-click rename. Yeah, that'll let you name it right there. We name them something quick and short and descriptive so we can read them pretty quickly. You can always roll over it and it'll give you the full name. It'll also tell you the type of shader it is. And we're going to change their color. So the sphere, we're going to go ahead and make black. And you can either color pick out of that window. This is the ground. So we're going to pick a nice gray. And then the cylinder, we're going to go ahead and make cube. We're going to go ahead and make red. And the cone, we're going to make yellow. A little bit different than the image you originally saw in the opening scene. Really, I don't mind. You can change up the colors as you wish. I would like the ground to be gray, but everything else you can kind of interchange between those 4 colors is fine. And so please don't pick a bunch of wild colors. You can use the color picker and get slightly close adjustments. I don't need to be exact, but I don't want like baby blue or pink. I'd like to see the standard colors. So we're going to leave all the standard settings here. We're going to cover that in another video another time. And if you're working on a laptop, it is a little hard to get this window up at the same time you do. You can roll over here and dock it, and then you can hide the outliner. You can hide the attribute editor, and it does make it a little easier. You can also grab this tab and pull it back out and have it as a separated window. So for now, I'm going to dock it so you guys can see just how we do this. Helps have the outliner open to dock it and then close the outliner. So we're going to select the object. So we're going to select the cone, right click, assign material, cylinder, right click, assign material, cube, right click, assign material, sphere, right click, assign material. Great. Ground, right click, assign material. If you go to render this, it'll render out black because you need an Arnold light. You can go to create lights, and this will show you your RenderMan lights if you have RenderMan installed, your Maya lights, but those don't help the Arnold shader. You need to go to the rendering dropdown, change to rendering, and then go to Arnold lights, and then we're going to choose physical sun sky. For now, until we get into the lighting section of this class, that's all you need is physical sun sky for all your models. So you just produce that. It'll create a basic sun. We're going to do the render settings. Make sure this setting is set to Arnold renderer. Scroll down. Make sure the renderable camera is on perspective. Change the preset to HD 1080. And then we're going to leave the Arnold renderer to the default settings. We'll cover what these mean a lot later in the course, and go ahead and close that, and we'll hit this little clapper here, and this will render the scene based on this camera. So we can position it, try and get a nice solid positive composition. I do want good composition. Please don't just shoot the render from nowhere without any thought. Put this render here, and it will chug through this. I want to see all 4 shapes. I want to see casted shadows, and it will go through this. I'm going to show you how to save this out from here, and that is what you're going to submit to Canvas. This should take 2 to 5 minutes. Stand up and stretch, go get a snack. It is a big render, depending on your power of your machine. This should also give you an idea in comparison to how your machine does in render times versus mine. Just multiply. So at the end of this, I will have a little number here at the bottom that will tell you how fast my computer rendered this. And then you can figure out how fast your computer renders this. It's down a little bit. My render time for that took 55 seconds. So save file, save image. We're going to do colored managed, and we're going to name it first initial, last name underscore shader render. And change the type to PNG. and click save. Now I am replacing a render already that I saved. That's okay. And you're going to go ahead and select that file and submit it to Canvas. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Don't forget to save your scene, file, save as. You are not needing to turn this in, but it's good to keep it just in case there's an issue.